外摂取不採処ビングセーフ上昇学餓死成仏道妙所長実法苦境未所門セーフ上昇学利欲人少年上映主凡行死愚無浄土一生天人死人力現代公不生無才道少女三苦妙交際主役難開一英言滅死根門案閉塞小悪道通達全宗門高僧上満足異様老実法日月主樹期天候音符言一種解放像公正独法上大集中説法四四苦供養一切仏具足主徳本元年質上満徳意三害を如仏無下地通達未不詳願学営力投資最小損志願や国家大戦を感動国書天人東神妙見
Good morning, everyone. today for our online spring Ohigan service. I thought I would do something a little bit different than usual, and today I'm doing it from my perspective. So look, this is where I sit. I can see Amida Buddha over there. I have to move over a little bit to really see him. See the flowers and the candle. And then I thought, let's start with reading the three treasures. The three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Buddha Dharma, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Namanda. Okay, thank you everyone. Here we are in the Hondo. Well, here I am in the Hondo. Well, no, here we are. Because look, Skunk is here. And then look over here. Gary T. Groundhog is here. But where's everybody else? Here they are. They're on my podium. Now you remember last week they were all here, all six of them. Now, skunk, groundhogs, they're solitary animals. That means that normally they just kind of hang out alone. And so they're still sitting here like this. But you remember last week, the Buddha Loves You animals were over on the other pew. They were all separate, right? And they were modeling social distancing, how we kind of have to stay apart from each other. But today, look, they're all right next to each other. That's because they're part of the same family. They're the Buddha Loves You animals family, and they live in my office. And so when they're in my office, they're all together like this. So it's kind of like us at home too, right? When you're with your family in your own home, you can be near each other. It's when we go outside that we have to stay apart from each other. So here they are. They came for spring Ohigan. But the thing is, they've been kind of stuck with each other for a few weeks now, huh? They can't leave the temple. They can come up here to the Hondo when we have service, but most of the time they're stuck in my office together, right? And so I think that might be the same with a lot of us, right? We're not used to being all cooped up, all of us together, huh? People trying to work, people trying to do school. It's not easy, huh? It might even be kind of difficult. And so today I wanted to talk, we were still kind of talking about the flowers and wanted to talk about flowers and not just impermanence, but actually the four marks of existence. Just like there's four animals here, there's four marks of existence, and Dr. Kenneth Tanaka teaches it as think big. And so in order to learn more about that, let's go down to the social hall. Okay, here we are in the social hall. I know a lot of you people really like being here, and you like hanging out with your friends, and you like having the snacks and stuff in the morning. I didn't make any coffee, I didn't put any food down there somehow. The animals managed to beat me. But, it might look kind of lonely right now, but the reality is this is what it normally looks like. When I'm here during the week, it's usually like this, even the lights aren't on. This is just something that we have to go through right now in order to be the best for everyone, huh? Okay, you guys are here. Let's look at the board. Dharma School board. Here it is, Dharma School. What we are learning in March. Flowers in the Naijin symbolize the four marks of existence. The four marks of existence. Think big. There it is, B-I-I-G, right? And so what's the first one? Life is a bumpy road. And so, well, what does that mean? One way I learned from Reverend Yamaoka, my teacher, is life doesn't always go the way we want, right? And so here are some of the bumps that we learn about in Buddhism: birth, aging, illness, and death. That's the 4 standard ones, and then there's an expanded list of 8. Being apart from loved ones, having to be with those we dislike, not getting what we want, and being attached to our own feelings and conceptions. So that's kind of a lot. The main ones I would think about are illness. That's a kind of fancy word for sickness, right? Getting sick, and that's why we have to do this social distancing and staying at home, so that we don't get sick, but maybe more importantly, so that other people don't get sick, right? That those are connected, huh? And this one, being apart from loved ones. This is something that I think we're also having to go through right now. I saw on the news, they had talked to people in a senior home, and those people were kind of quarantined, and so they weren't allowed to have any visitors. So it was really lonely. So that's kind of these bumps that we experience in life, and I think we're really experiencing them now more than usual, huh? But this isn't all. That's one of them. Life is a bumpy road. Here's number 2. Life is impermanent. Nothing stays the same from one moment to the next. So this one, we hear it a lot. Things are always changing. Things have really changed now. I've never had to experience something like what we're going through now, and I don't think you have either. To have to stay at home, to not be able to give people a hug or even shake their hand, to have to really think about germs and washing my hands and all those kinds of things. Totally different than usual, huh? And so this life is impermanent kind of explains it in a way. That, things are always changing. And sometimes, like with number 1 and number 2, things don't go the way we want. But life is impermanent isn't a bad thing, it's a good thing. It's realizing, life is always changing, things are always changing, right? And when I realize that, then maybe I realize, this kind of stress that I'm feeling or feeling kind of grumpy, when I realize maybe change is part of that, then maybe I feel less stressed or less grumpy. All right, let's look at number 3. Life is interdependent. We are the product of many influences that create who we are and how we feel. We need others for our well-being. Our actions will affect others as others will affect us. So this one's really important. I think it's really cool. This is Buddhism realizing that all things are interconnected. We're all connected. Nothing happens in a vacuum, right? No one's alone, that we're all connected. And I think we see this on so many different levels. One level that we see is on a really kind of big level, maybe the macro level, right? Even our governor, Newsom, said the other day when he announced the stay-at-home order, he said that, California, as much as there's all these different sections and different regions, different areas, at the same time, there's a mutuality to the whole thing, that it's actually an interconnected whole, right? And then we realize not just California, United States, North America, the world, right? That's all connected, so deeply connected in so many ways, right? Now, the one thing I was thinking was with our friends over here who are listening intently. They're getting kind of grumpy, right? They're realizing that, they're not realizing. They just kind of get on each other's nerves because they have to be together so much, right? And so thinking about that, realizing, life is a bumpy road sometimes, right? That some things don't always go the way we want. And we have to realize that. Realizing that life is impermanent. Things are always changing, right? That this is something different than usual. And so maybe when they realize, this is different, we have to figure out how to get along, right? That maybe that'll help. And also realizing it's not going to last forever. And then also, life is interdependent, right? That all things are connected and that we're all connected as a whole. That what we're going through now is actually to help other people, right? What we're going through now, having to stay at home, is actually, not only for our sake, it's not a punishment, it's actually trying to do something so that we don't get other people sick, maybe people who are more vulnerable than ourselves, right? So that could actually even be your grandparents. For us, it could be many of our temple members, right? We have to try and keep them safe, keep them well, keep them from getting ill. And so that's part of the interdependence. So do you guys feel kind of better? Not yet? You got to hear number 4? Okay, let's go listen to number 4. Here we go. Life is fundamentally good. The more we foster this awareness, the more we experience our lives as fundamentally good. So even though we could get stuck on number one, life is a bumpy road, right? Maybe we get stuck there and just want to complain, just grumpy, right? But if we can wake up to impermanence and change, if we can realize the interdependence and that what I do affects others and what others do affects me, then maybe we start to realize, wow, but you know what? As hard as it is right now, life is fundamentally good. Buddha's there to teach us that. The flowers are there to teach us that. The Buddha loves you animal family is here to teach us that. That's the Dharma, huh? And so let's back up and look at this great board one more time. Thank you, Dharma School. Thank you, everyone, for our Ohigan service here in March. Reflecting on the flowers, reflecting on the difficulties we're going through right now, reflecting on the Buddha loves you animals, here they are. Let's think about the Dharma as we go through our lives, trying to get along better. Okay, and we're going to go upstairs now and we're going to bow in front of the Buddha. Maybe I'll even offer some incense for everybody, okay? So hold on a sec, let's go back upstairs. So we're back at the Hondo, and I just wanted to say in conclusion, first of all, I enjoyed doing my Dharma talk. Well, I always do it from my perspective, but I enjoyed showing you my perspective. And, you know, I think that think big is kind of about perspective, right? That normally we get stuck with the bumpy road. But if we can also kind of back up and remember to think big, right? Remember that things are always changing, they're impermanent, they're interdependent, right? They're all connected, and even though life can be a bumpy road, life is also fundamentally good. So maybe when we see flowers, we can think of that, or when we say Nembutsu, we can think of that too. So I'm going to go to the incense burner and offer incense, kind of representative Oshoko for everybody, and then together we can say Nembutsu as we try and remember to think big. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's put our hands together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, 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 namanda. Thank you, everyone. See you later on the internet.